Hello my dear friends, welcome to my free course How to Use Watercolor. It's lesson number 6 and today we'll speak about different types of watercolor brushstrokes. And our first brushstroke type is very good for painting of quite big spaces. I take my brush at little angle to the paper and push strong enough. As a result, there is a painted space which has the same length as our brush. I can control the thickness of the line, changing an angle of my brush to the paper. Let's see how I use it. In my opinion, the space of her face is big enough to use this type of brush stroke. When I work close to her eyes, I need to control my brush better and put my fingers closer to the end of the brush. During all my work, my fingers move along the brush. Second type is good to detailize your objects after first watercolor layer. Your brush stroke looks like print of your brush, because you just, let's say, touch your paper with pressure. Look how I work with her cheeks, nose and face contour. In this type of brush stroke, my brush is almost perpendicular to the paper, and my brush stroke is teeny, as you can see. Your fingers can be on the top of brush if you don't need to control it too much, or closer to the end if you work with details. Let's see how I use it. Next one is popular for painting on the dishes. It's not classical brushstroke technique in watercolor, but sometimes it could be useful. I put my brush perpendicular to the paper, but after I start to push more and more, and finally I change an angle a little bit. Brushstroke looks like petal of the flower, and often painters use it to create the petals. And I will use it to create flowers on the wallpaper. This technique is perfect for work with hair and fluffy animals. Here I put my fingers on the top of the brush and my movements are light and quick. The lines are very dynamic. This one is very easy technique. I just make little brush strokes by touching paper with my brush. It could be at an angle a little bit, at completely perpendicular to the paper to create little points. You can use it almost everywhere you need to create detailed fragments. I use it to create red stones in my Frida's medallion. You have just watched lesson number 6 from my basic course, and it means that you know almost everything about watercolor properties and basic techniques of work with brush. Next lesson will be the last from this course, and it will be about exercises which can help you to improve your work with brush and will help to feel your brush, because it should be the continuation of your hand. Follow me to learn more about watercolor, give me a like as a support, and thank you very much. See you soon!